Good morning, everybody. Hey, I've been working on this question, and I had to I'm asking myself the same thing. How serious are we about reaching our community, my city, my church, my community? I'm just asking these questions, how serious we are about doing that. Do we do as little as possible to make that happen? Or do we do as much as possible to make that happen? Or is there a meet in the middle? That would be the question. And so I think we have where we are in all this. I think there's got to be somewhere that you decide that reaching people is what I do. I'm talking about you, not just me. So I think sometimes it's nice to do as little as possible because that's the easy thing. Or maybe there's a meet in the middle. And I think we're going into this giving season, which is Christmas and all of that. And so now we have a thought, maybe we're going to have to give. Then we're going to have to buy presents for people we don't want to buy presents for. We're going to have to do that. And they're going to come to your house and eat your food and all that. And so I'm just trying to figure out where we are with this. Do we really want to reach people for Jesus Christ? Are we going to do as much as possible, as little as possible? And here's the question. Are you in this conversation at all? You see, that would be the thought. Are you in this conversation at all? Well, welcome to week 4. It is for my city. And I'm going to tell you that I am sick, so I'm coming to work sick. So don't hug me. I don't know what this affliction is. Is it over the weather or under the weather? Under? I want to be over it. You understand? So I'm going to be over the weather. So that's what I want to do. So we've been doing this. For my city for the last 4 weeks. And this is the hardest day you will have, is this message. You know why? Because it's the hardest one for me. But it's the best one if you figure this out. It is the best one. My goal for you is to become fully devoted followers of Jesus Christ. And that's not just showing up on Sunday. That's in every aspect of your life. That's what I want for you. That's why we did this. Now, everybody has a story. You know, Jamie talked about last week that you have a story, I have a story. And I want to welcome Greenville. I was there last week. That's a cool little place over there. You should go visit that. And it was really cool to listen to people tell their stories. And you tell me your story, how God changed your life, how you got here, all of that. So I thought I'd tell you a little bit about my story. And I'm not going to go back to birth till now. Okay, so let's don't go there. I'll just go back where it means something to you. Will that be good? I'll just go back to where it means something to you. And this is coffee. It's not cough syrup. It's not Granny's cough syrup. So try to keep his throat going. So again, let me go back to my story. So I'm in a traditional setting. I'm in traditional churches all my life. I've been growing up traditional churches. I've been taught things about the Bible, about stuff that most of you may not even have been taught. And if you haven't heard a lot of this stuff that I'm going to talk about today, then you're exactly who we were looking for. But the next step for you is fully devoted follower of Jesus Christ. What does that look like? So my story is that I want to reach people, and I was taught this. We should go reach people who don't know Jesus Christ, who had been away from church or given up on church and never been to church. That's what we should do. So I said, well, let's just do that. Well, so I get started. In this thing. Now, there's some things that had to change. Okay, so we have traditional churches that are happening right now. And this is normal because we're in the Bible Belt. So does everybody know you're in the Bible Belt? That's why everything is a little bit religious and a little weird sometimes. It was for me, but I grew up in it. So we had to make some changes basically so you would come. So what we did was we changed the dress code. That was number one reason why people didn't go to church in South Carolina, is that dress code issues. They had to dress up for it. And they still, listen, you can go out today, right now, and they're all dressed up everywhere. So we had to change that. We had to change some music. We needed some music that kind of related to the people. And I don't know if you know this. I'll help you real quick. A lot of the hymns that you have heard of, maybe never heard of, some of the hymns that you sing, a lot of that came out of the bars. That was the bar tunes, and they took the bar tunes and they started writing Christian music to it, which became hymns. And so now traditional churches are singing bar tunes and they don't even know it. So that's just kind of what happened. So we started changing that dress code. We started doing some things that would actually reach people who had never been to church. We had to explain things. So here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to create a church that unchurched people wanted to attend. That's what I wanted to do. Now, this is way back. This is in the 1900s for all you millennials out there. So we had to go all the way back. Here's what I heard from you. Most of you felt judged when you went to church, or you just didn't go at all because you know how they are. So we took away the judgment. We actually care about you. We don't care about what you've done or where you've been. We actually just care about you because we know that once you find Jesus Christ in your life, everything changes. And that's my whole goal. So that was my whole goal to begin with, is to reach people who had never been to church. And I liked some of the music. I liked changing the stuff. And we served donuts. Donuts increase attendance by 10%. It's amazing. And so all this. And so I got ready to do this. So I need you to know, I got ready to do this. So I went to people that I respected and some of the people and the pastors in the area. And I said, here's what I want to do. I want to create a church for unchurched people. Nobody has done this in this area. That they want to attend. We're going to change some things, dress code. And every one of them said, don't do it. It'll never work in the Bible Belt. It'll never work in the Bible Belt. It'll never work in the Bible Belt. And I said, do you think we should even try? That's what I asked them. I said, you say it won't work. And I was trying to figure out, because I was never paid to be in church. I've worked as a volunteer all my life until Marathon. And then I actually went on staff, which was weird. Being on staff at a church and getting paid to be here, which was weird to me. And so I was just trying to figure out, why are you telling me this won't work? Why is it that you're telling me? So we had to do some things. We had to have an appealing setting. This is really what we did. An engaging communication and helpful content. Now, I hope all that's working, because I wanted you to know, like Monday morning, you could take what we say and do something with it. Now, the mystery to this is that we were criticized by a lot of churches because we are not deep enough in the Scripture. The problem with that is that we're pretty deep, is that it's just understandable. Because I went to church for so long, I never understood what was happening. We're talking in King James and things I never applied to my life, so we changed that. We made that for you so you would show up. Now, this is, like I said, in the 1900s. So I changed my approach, but I didn't change what I believed. I believe that Jesus Christ could change your life. And if you meet him, if we give you a chance to get into a place where God loves you and where the people first love you, if we can get you in that building and get you in that place, there might be a chance you could accept Jesus Christ and change your world. And then there's a possibility that you become a fully devoted follower of Jesus Christ in all aspects, not just in one thing, not just in showing up, not just in reading, not just in praying, but also becoming a server and a giver, because that's what the steps are. That's where we are with that. So we had to do that. So we had a lot of questions coming in. Can we do this? So we had to go to the Bible. You know, I found out, if you actually, now they said we didn't use the Bible. I thought that was interesting. And we didn't. Let me tell you some stuff. We had a keg in the back. Y'all gonna love this. Some of you's like, well, we won't do that. We had a keg in the back, ashtrays in the aisles. This is what they were saying about us. And we never used the Bible, and we never baptized, and we never talk about the blood of Jesus. And they actually had a big old meeting not far from this place, less than a mile, a big meeting. Everybody got together, and they tried to get rid of us. They had prayer meetings that you would go away. Can you believe this? And I'm like, you told me to do this. You told me to go reach people and they'd given up on church and never been to church, and that's what we're doing. Now, the surprise was that thousands of you showed up, and they didn't like that at all. They didn't like it. Y'all just bear with me. I'm hanging. If I have to cough, I'll turn my microphone off, and then I'll come back. So but thousands of you showed up. That's what happened. And then things started happening. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But then I was told, we had some stuff happen that you need to know about. Some things they're happening right now that you need to know about. So they said, if you want to survive, watch this, you ready? This is recent. So that if you want to survive in this culture, you're going to have to change your church. Just let that sit for a minute. I'll tell you what it means in a minute. So if you want to survive in this culture, because the culture has changed since the 1900s, I know that. But it looks pretty full in here to me. So I guess you're still coming, still happening. But I need you to know where we are and where I'm. This is that message, I just got to since I'm sick, I'll just tell you everything that's wrong with me. You ever had that? You ever get sick, you just get all weepy and love people? It's amazing. I actually love y'all, believe it or not, sick or not. I'm over the weather, remember? Got that. So here's what they're talking about. So if you want to survive, you need to change your church. And here's what we need to change. You want to hear what you need to change? You need to change the dress code again. Y'all need to start dressing up, wearing coats and ties and dresses. Some of you are like, whoa, I'm gone. I know that. That's why we didn't do it. I got that. Oh, we need to change the music. Where is Spencer? Do you not love our music? It's incredible, isn't it? They're incredible people. I love it. So we had to change. We had to have more times. We need to do a Wednesday night service and a Sunday night service. And here's why they say that. Because the traditional churches are actually doing well. Some of them are doing well. But what they're asking me to do is to go after Christians and people in other churches, not you. Well, let me tell you that ain't going to happen as long as I'm here. That's not going to happen. But what they're saying is your attendance will go up. Watch this. Your attendance will go up and your money will go up. You know why the money will go up and attendance will go up? Because they were raised in church and they were told Sundays when you go to church and you give 10% of your income, and those traditional churches will have money. But we won't. Because we're reaching people who have never been to church and given up on church. It takes you a little longer to catch on about becoming a Christian and what you should do. Most of you have never even thought about in your budget what that looks like to actually be a giver. See, to be a fully devoted follower of Christ, there's a next step for some of you who have never taken, and it's very hard. I want you to be able to engage people and God on all levels. Not just on the surface. Not just on the surface. And for so many people, now I got this in my 20s, just, 15 years ago. You like that lie again? I got this in my 20s, and I changed my life. It changed my life. See, Jesus taught more about money than he did prayer and faith and heaven, because it is the number one thing that drives you. And it's the number one thing that will kill you. It's just what it is. So if a person predicts his own death, this is really cool here. This is where I got to. And the resurrection pulls it off. I would go with whatever that person says. I would just okay, so because we had an issue. We'll talk about that. And I had to ask this question. So this is a 1997 question, and this is a 2023 question that needs to be answered right now. And I need all of you to quit going to sleep on me. I know you're tired. This is the only time you ever stop. But I need you to zero in, because this is real important. Greenville, I need you to zero in. What is the faith of the next generation worth? Somebody paid it for you, and that was the question. Now, here's what happened. In the middle of all this church stuff that we've been doing, 9/11 happened. That was horrible. I wish America could be what it was on 9/12. Wow, we're a long way from there. The world's on fire right now. We all realized at that moment. So we've heard the word terrorist so many times. We heard it over and over and over, but we've never really experienced it. But we got it that day. And the church is filled up. We had a prayer meeting on that night. I was watching this happen. I was studying at home, coming down the stairs, never forget it. I watched the towers go down, and we called a prayer meeting, and the church filled up. Next weekend, the church filled up. It kept filling up, filling up, filling up. And then guess what? We got over it. And we went away. See, I'm looking for fully devoted followers of Jesus Christ where we don't go away. That our life is fully devoted to Him, and we're going to make a difference, and we're going to change the world with every aspect of our life. Every one. Books were written. We knew about Islam. Books were written. Atheists began to write books after 9/11 and began to say these things that the church is not relevant anymore. We're having a fight right now if this is still relevant. The religions of the world do not have what we have. We have someone who founded it, died for it, and came back to life. They're still dead. But they're funded very well. And that's amazing to me. You can fund something that wants to destroy Israel. Atrocities. I don't even let my wife tell me what happened. I saw enough. And you don't even know why. And I'll tell you, I'll have a message on that. You don't even know why the Jews are hated, do you? I'll give you a hint. Our Savior came from them. God said it was going to be that way. And now here we are. We have a 9/11 event. We have people questioning if the church even relevant. The world is on fire and it's burning. So what are we going to do about it? We can put our head in the sand now like it's not happening. I'll tell you what's happening right now. We are actually reaching people every day here on this campus every day, 7 days a week. It's happening every day. It's working. By the way, if you give, you're making it happen. You're making it work. So let's talk about this. I got this man in the mirror thing I want to share. I do this thing every morning. And I say, this is stupid. And my brother does it to his kids, and I do it to mine. And I'll just make up something. I said, you see it? And she'll say, what? I got better looking today. It just tears them up. And they just hate it. And now I got my wife in on it. Oh, my. I see it, honey. I see it. I was like, oh, it just tears them up. So there's a place in the Bible. This isn't my mirror, by the way. It's my wife's. I had to text her and tell her, you're not going to find your makeup mirror. I got it. So let me read this and I'll tell you something, okay? I don't want to go too long. I need to get to where we need to get. So be doers of the word and not listeners only, because you're just deceiving yourself. He said you're just kind of like, it's like this. Well, isn't this a good message? And you go out of here, I hope it was. You just make it up, tell me a lie, whatever. It's a good message. And you go away from here and nothing happens. He said that's not what we want to do. The first century got this. For if a person just listens, this is the scripture, and doesn't obey, he's like a man looking at his face in the mirror, and as soon as he walks away, he can't remember himself anymore, remember what he looks like. Because I will tell you what it means. Let me give you some deep theology. Would that be good? Some Greek that you know. The Bible talks about us looking intently into the mirror. Intently. He's not talking about a glance. He's talking about a gaze. So here's watch this. 1997. Do you really want to reach people? I had to stare at that one a little bit. Well, I'm going to lose a lot of friends, and I'm going to lose some family, and it's going to be tough, and I don't know if we want to do this. But do you want to reach people for Jesus Christ? Do you want to do it in a way that nobody's ever done it? Do you want to do it, Eddie? I said, yes. And boy, it was a ride. It has been a ride ever since. More and more, you keep showing up. It has been a ride. You see, what he's saying for you, if you're going to be a fully devoted follower of Jesus Christ, you can't glance at it. You have to gaze. And you have to look and see who you really are. This isn't just about me. This is about you. So goes you, so goes the church. And the next step in that is you've got to learn to be a giver, because that is what everybody is known for in the New Testament. It started out, and it will change your world. But you're not set up for that, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. You're not really set up for it. But let's just take a moment, and let's do a gaze. You ready? Greenville gaze. What do you really think about it? What do you really think about this message? What do you really think about what I'm saying? Are you mad? Because all the churches do is talk about money. Not us. Not us. We don't. It's necessary. We had a $9,000 power bill last month. You want to hit that one? I was like, mine was $300-something. I was real happy. I was real happy. What I'm saying is it takes money to reach people. And the funding of that comes from the Christians who are fully devoted followers of Jesus Christ. And when you gaze and you look, people are not in your budget, are they? See, what happens with most people, and I'm talking to you because you're the ones we're trying to reach. You're not used to this. You've never heard this. The Bible talks about us giving 10% of our income back to God and reach people. I say give more than that, because you don't know what it does for you when you give it. It's amazing. But you have never heard it. Your budget's not set up. You go to a bank, you're going to get a house. They don't think of, every bit of your income has to go to 100% of whatever you're doing. And you're not set up. Why do I drive old cars? Because I don't have a payment. I like paying like $15 for taxes. I love it. What does that mean? It means I can give money away. Because that's my value system. My value system is I want to reach people. I want to reach you. But I want you to take the next step and figure out what it looks like. Because most of your budgets aren't set up. 20% giving is down in this building. All across the board, it's not just here. All nonprofits, and we're a nonprofit, 20% giving is down. 7% inflation that you're having to deal with now. I was in Florida, and I bought 4 rolls of toilet paper. It was $8. I was looking for leaves, okay? I don't want you mad at me. I want you to understand it. See, I think you won't think that money is, we just want money. I'm not telling you, listen, we'll make adjustments whatever we have to do. But between 20% and the inflation, this church is 30% down from last year. Now, I know that you're down too. I know that. I know how it works. Their interest rate is 8% for houses now. And I just had a talk with the bank, and they said it's going to go up again. We're in a bad place right now financially all across the board and everywhere. Can I give you a little bit of hope and advice real quick? And I'll tell you this, I can recession-proof your life. You can have the most fun, and you'll never stress again, if you really want to know. But you're going to have to do a gaze and not a glance. You're going to have to look at your budget and where you live, and here's what I would say to you. Only live off 80% of your income. 10% into savings, and 10% goes to reach people. If you live off 80% of your income, you won't even care what I'm talking about, because you'll never stress. Most of you are over 100%. You've never set your budget up. What you will do with giving is whatever's left over, or we have to wait to Christmas and you'll throw something in, maybe. It is not just here I give across the world. I give to people every week. I did like 3 good deeds this week, and so I'm done for the month. Is that how you look at it? I gave something away, I'm done for the month, kind of thing. We don't have manufacturing. We don't sell nothing. We can't increase manufacturing or reduce manufacturing. We don't have all that. It doesn't work like that. This is the craziest thing. Everything happens here is because you are generous or you're not. That is how God set it up. The only thing we can offer here is hope. Changed life. I was all in that, and I'm still in it. And I love to watch that happen. First Century got into it. They got into that, and they figured it out right away. Listen, I'm going to read this verse to you, but I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just going to tell you what they did. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just telling you, if you want to be a fully devoted follower of Jesus Christ and know what it feels like to actually experience God in your life, you're going to have to take the next step when it comes to giving. So here's what they did. In the congregation of those who believed were in one heart, one soul, not one of them claimed, watch this, that anything belonging to him was his own. But all things were common property to them. They figured it out. Let me tell you why they had to do that. Because this was brand new. They knew they were Christians by their love and by their giving, not by their showing up. Here's what I know about three things that you'll need to do if you're really going to be a fully devoted follower of Jesus Christ. You will need to show up. Whatever you do, if you're going to volunteer outside this church somewhere, you'll need to show up. You will need to sign up to serve, and you need to serve, and you will need to give. When you do those 3 things, you are fully devoted to whatever that is. Fully devoted. You're not glancing, you're gazing. That's what the Bible says. So what is the faith worth? The next generation. I mean, what is it worth? I still have to look in the mirror. Set your life up for 80% living, you change your world. Or you can say, or you can just glance at this and walk away, but it will change who you are. But if you want to take the next step, you're going to have to learn to be a giver. You really will. Do you think I like giving this message? Absolutely not. This is not what I want to do. I just want to go have rainbows and sunshine. But this is what the Bible tells us to do. It says you have not because you ask not. So let's ask something. What do you want? Y'all can talk to me. What do you want? Give me something you want. You're scared to death. Ice cream? What? I found a new flavor this week at Brewster's. Dark chocolate, graham cracker. Oh, I don't know why I went there. That's because I'm sick. I'm sorry, I'm coming back. You have not because you ask not. We like that. I just want like this. The next part is, in 2 Corinthians, you have not because you give not. There's no power in keeping. There's no power in keeping. We like this. We don't like that. But this is where the power comes in. This is where things happen. Question, does the church need to exist? Do y'all believe that it needs to exist? So how do you make it exist? See, that's what this isn't about me making it exist. Can I go find another job? Well, sure. I could do something else. I could. I don't want to because I like it. I actually love it. When we see and hear, if you've ever led somebody to Jesus Christ and you hear them pray that prayer and accept Christ in their life, it is priceless. We have to exist. We're the ones that give hope. I'm just asking you, what are you doing about it? That's what you have. That's the gaze part. You have to look into the mirror and say, what am I doing when it comes to reaching people and the church existing to the next generation? What is it worth? If we're going to reach our city, we're going to have to make a move. We're just going to have to make a move. Number one obstacle to your Christian walk is everybody paying attention. I need you to gaze and not glance at me. The number one thing, the obstacle to your Christian walk is going to be money. You will fight it. Let me tell you this, money has a mind of its own. It's amazing how quick you can get in debt and how slow you get out. Money has been cursed, the Bible will tell you. It's not all you're doing. It is amazing how much we want. My daughter is a good example of this. If there's a new cup coming out, another tumbler or a new something else, she's got to have it. I have cases of cups. But she's the perfect, consumer. Look, I don't have that one. I know you don't. So I'm just asking you, what do you want to do about it? Don't gaze. Don't glance. You need to gaze. What do you want to do about it? That's something you're going to have to go home and say, this is what I'm doing. I would pull everything you got together, and I'd find out what 80% looks like. I know that new car smells good and feels good, but about 3 months from now, it's not going to feel so good. Because somebody's going to stand up here like I am, and it's happening all over America, and they're going to say, you should be reaching people and giving to people, and you can't give because you have this and you have that. Our things take over, and they replace the things that God told us not to replace, and that is people. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him would be saved. I did the King James Version, because that's what I was raised on. See, that's why we're in business. All right, let me ask you this. What is our business? We don't manufacture anything. We don't sell anything. What is our business? You ready? You ready? People. You're the only business we have. And the question would be, how's the business? Well, it's been pretty good. Can't do as much as we want to do. Why? Because we don't have the funds to do that, to reach more people. This building is used almost 7 days a week. Power bill's $9,000 a month. If you're part of the Giving Marathon, you've got a letter in the mail. You know exactly where everything is and what's going on. So you need to know that. Question for you. What is the faith of the next generation worth? You need to gaze on that one. You really do need to gaze on it. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep giving. I'm going to keep moving the kingdom. I got my budget set up, but I've been doing this a while. This may be the first time you've ever heard it. This may be the first time. So if you want to know what the next generation is worth, y'all watch this.